الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله الله أكبر. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Inshallah, after dua, the road will take place, and then after Adhan, اللهم صل محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم انت السلام ومنك السلام، تبارك ربنا وتعالى يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا ولم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين برحمتك. أعوذ بالله. سلام على عباده الذين اصطفى، سلام على المرسلين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وأنزل المقدر المقرب عندك. اللهم رب هذه الدعوة القائمة والصلاة النافعة، صل على محمد وارض عن يدك لا تسقط بعده أبدا. اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك، وصل على المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد وارحم محمد وآل محمد كما صليت وباركت ورحمت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد اللهم صل على محمد وأزواجه وذريته كما صليت على آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وأزواجه وذريته كما باركت على آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى أزواجه وذريته كما صليت على آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى أزواجه وذريته كما باركت على آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم صل على محمد النبي وأزواجه أمهات المؤمنين وذريته وأهل بيته كما صليت على إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وترحم على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما ترحمت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم ترحم على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما ترحمت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم تحنن على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما تحننت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم سلم على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما سلمت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وبارك وسلم على محمد وعلى آل محمد وارحم محمد وآل محمد كما صليت وباركت وترحمت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك كما صليت على آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على آل إبراهيم اللهم صل على محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وبارك على محمد النبي الأمي كما باركت على آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك النبي الأمي وعلى آل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد صلاة تكون لك رضا وله جزاء ولحقه أداء وأعطه الوسيلة والفضيلة والمقام المحمود الذي وعدته وجزه عنا ما هو أهله واجزه أفضل ما جازيت نبيا من قومه ورسولا من أمته وصل على جميع إخواننا النبيين والصالحين يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم صل على محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى أهل بيته كما صليت على إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم صل علينا معهم اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى أهل بيته كما باركت على إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك علينا معهم صلوات الله وصلوات المؤمنين على محمد النبي الأمي اللهم اجعل صلواتك ورحمتك وبركاتك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما جعلتها على آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد وصلى الله على النبي الأمي التحيات لله والصلوات والطيبات والسلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته والسلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله التحيات الطيبات والصلوات لله السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته والسلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله التحيات لله الطيبات الصلوات لله السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله التحيات المباركات الصلوات الطيبات لله السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله بسم الله وبالله التحيات لله والصلوات والطيبات السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أسأل الله الجنة وأعوذ بالله من النار التحيات الزاكية لله الطيبات الصلوات لله السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله بسم الله وبالله خير الأسماء التحيات الطيبات الصلوات لله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا وأن الساعة هذه لا ريب فيها. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. والسلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. اللهم اغفر لي واهدني. التحيات الطيبات والصلوات والحمد لله. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله التحيات لله الصلوات لله الزاكيات لله. السلام على النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. شهدت أن لا إله إلا الله. شهدت أن محمد رسول الله. التحيات الطيبات الصلوات الزاكيات لله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأن محمدا عبده ورسوله. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. التحيات الطيبات الصلوات الزاكيات لله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. التحيات الصلوات لله. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. التحيات لله الصلوات الطيبات. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. التحيات المباركات الصلوات الطيبات لله. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. بسم الله والسلام على رسول الله. سبحان الله. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك. أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله.
If I can ask everyone to please fill in the spaces, keep moving forward and fill up all the spaces that are at the front first, inshallah. MashaAllah, that's brilliant. Keep moving until we've filled in all the spaces. Again, it's going to be, we're heading towards the weekend. Today in Jummah I don't think we've had that many people for Jummah as we had today, so it's holidays as well, and we're coming towards the end of Ramadan, so inshallah there's a lot of people. Yesterday we had a lot of people at the masjid as well, so let's be mindful of people who will come, inshallah, and if we sit in an orderly fashion, people who come after us will join accordingly, inshallah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما بسند الشريف. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. We're going through the book of Imam Al-Qurtubi rahmatullah alayh, known as At-Tadhkira, the reminder, في أحوال الموتى وأمور الآخرة, regarding the condition of the dead and the stages and the experiences of the hereafter. The journey of the hereafter is inevitable. Every single one of us are heading in that direction. And it's imperative that first of all we know what's going to happen. And once we know, we can visualize, envision, imagine ourselves going through that journey before we get there. It's no good going there and then thinking about it. Quran tells us a lot of people are going to go there and then they're going to say, oh, now we've seen it, now we understand, send us back into the world. But can anybody come back into the world? nobody can come back once they've left the world. By the way, if anybody wants to read Quran without any disturbance, upstairs the speakers are switched off for that reason. So if anybody wants to recite Quran in peace or do any of their personal ibadah, that's more than welcome, mashallah. They've made arrangements especially for those who want to, so you don't get distracted and disturbed. You can go upstairs. It's also part of the masjid and recite there without any disturbance, inshallah. So, in our journey of speaking about the stages of the hereafter, so let's start from here. I'm going to share with you a hadith from Sahih al-Bukhari. Mother of the believer, Sayyida Aisha radiallahu anha, she says that in the beginning, in the early days, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the shorter, small surahs, what we call the small surahs. Those are the first verses, first surahs to be revealed. In the early days of wahi and revelation, it was the small surahs that were revealed. And she specifically mentions that in those surahs was the mention of Jannah and Jahannam. This is what was being discussed. If you look at the smaller surahs, that's what you find, Al-Qari'ah and all of these other surahs. It's speaking about Jahannam, it's speaking about Jannah, it's speaking about the hereafter. So look at this, what she's saying. She says the first surahs Allah revealed of the Quran were the small surahs. So small surahs have been revealed, and in those small surahs was a mention of Jannah and Jahannam. She then goes on to say, when we became firm in our belief, of what? Jannah and Jahannam. When the hereafter settled in our hearts, then Allah sent down the halal and the haram. Now what she says next, it's quite bold. She says, had Allah told us first, don't drink alcohol, this is the Sahaba we're talking about. The Sahaba would have said, this she's saying, we would have never given up alcohol. She goes a step further. Had Allah told us first, do not commit zina, Aisha radiallahu anha, Sahih al-Bukhari, she's saying, we would have never given up zina. I think we're doing it the other way around. Why are we struggling with halal and haram in our lives so much? We're struggling, right? It's a struggle. Halal and haram is a huge struggle generally for Muslims. Why? Because we're doing it the other way around. What's missing? What did the Sahaba do? What was the Quranic approach? We're going about it the wrong way. The Quranic way was to bring Jannah and Jahannam in the hearts. This discussion that we're having now, it's so necessary. Because once you've got this, then someone can give you halal and haram, and you've got a reason to ensure that you live according to halal and you abstain from haram. But because we don't have the hereafter, we don't have the hereafter mindset, we don't have the akhirah paradigm, we're not akhirah focused. So this is what's needed. She says that first of all, the akhirah mindset was created in the Sahaba. Then came, don't drink alcohol, we gave up alcohol. Don't do this, we gave it up. Do this, we did it. And then the Sahaba became Sahaba. And she's saying, if it was the other way around, we would have not given any of these things up. It would have been very difficult for us. Now, the Prophet ﷺ, he came to this world as a Bashir and a Nadir. What's Bashir? What does Bashir mean? Someone who gives good news. So what does Nadir mean then? Someone who gives bad news, a warner. So he's Bashiran wa Nadira. Both. We like the Bashir part, and the Nadir part we kind of put to a side. The Prophet ﷺ was Bashir and Nadir. He came to give people good news, but he also came to warn the people as well. And again, this is one of the reasons why we're stuck. Imagine you're in a boat. Your iman is a boat in the river. And you need to get from one side to the other. Why is it a lot of times we're just going round and round in circles, doing the same sin again and again? Don't we find our life, a lot of us, we're just going round and round. We're not really moving forward. We keep going round and round. Do you know why? When imagine you're in a boat, right? Now you've got the two, what do you call them? Paddles, oars, right? Now, if I just use one, what's going to happen? Yeah, if I just use one, what's going to happen? Will I go forward? What's going to happen? This was happening. We're just using Bashir, hope, Jannah, forgiveness. That's all we're using. Like the good things, the positive things. And we keep trying to push ourselves forward with just one paddle. And what's happening is we're not moving forward, we're just going wrong. We think there's movement. We can feel the movement. But there's no progress. We're not going forward. We're just going round and round and having the same struggles. What do we need? We need the other. And this is Iman. Iman is between hope and fear. We can't just have hope. Yes, we want to give as much hope as possible. We can never lose hope. But the hope has to be balanced with the other side. And the other oar and the other paddle is fear, is Jahannam, is the punishment of Allah, is adhab. And we have to have some input of that as well. We have to, it's a must. We don't want to talk about it at all. We just want to switch off when it comes to that topic. And it's a hard topic, I agree. And thus today's topic is a very difficult one. And anybody who's sitting here for the first time, I don't want you to go back thinking, oh, these guys just speak about the hellfire. Because today's topic is the hellfire. That's the topic today. So this is my disclaimer in the beginning. That's not all what we talk about, but I think we do need to talk about it more. I don't think we talk about it enough. Not to put people off. Remember, all of this is for motivation. Why has Allah told us about this? So that we don't have to go there and suffer it. We hear about it here, envision it, so then we would never have to end up being there. So this is the example of being in the river. We need both sides. We need hope and we need fear. And you know, overall, maybe the hope is taking you forward, that's fine. But at times when we're slipping up and we're finding it difficult, we do need to come back. You might need to come back to this particular recording of today's and think, right, I need to hear about Jahannam today. Because it's been a whole week, 2 weeks. Now, yes, I've had a lot of hope, but I'm still struggling. I need something, why am I not going forward? We're just going round in circles. If you just paddle with one side, you're just going to keep going round and round. We need to go forward. Now, we spoke about last session how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to bring out the fire of Jahannam. And 70,000 angels are going to be dragging the fire of Jahannam. Now, why would you need angels and not one or two? 70,000 angels to drag Jahannam. So the first thing I want you to learn today is don't think of Jahannam as just a place. Don't think of Jahannam as just a place. Think of Jahannam as something alive. Jahannam is not just a place. Jahannam is actually alive. And this is why you've seen a pit bull, right, on the chain, on the lead, and it's just raging to be loose, and the guy's grabbing it, he's pulling it. Just imagine Jahannam now. Jahannam, because Jahannam is alive. Jahannam is alive. It's furious. Quran says, "Takadu tamayyazu min al-ghayr," that it's almost about to explode out of anger. Jahannam is furious. It's so angry. And it's raging. And the Quran in Surah Al-Mulk, we read it all the time. Takadu tamayyazu min al-ghayr. That's what it means. Jahannam is about to explode because it's just so angry. Because it knows who's going to be coming. It knows you. If you're going to be going to Jahannam, Jahannam knows everything you've done. And it can't wait because Allah created it just for the sake of punishment. May Allah protect us. So this is Jahannam. It's raging. It can't wait to get hold of the people. So the 70,000 angels are having to keep it under control. And I want you to just imagine this. Just imagine it. It's powerful if you imagine it. Jahannam is not just a place. It's something alive. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will speak to Jahannam and Jahannam will respond. The Quran tells us it's not just a place. Jahannam is alive. When Allah will fill Jahannam with people and Allah will say, يَوْمَ نَقُولُ لِجَهَنَّمَ هَلِ امْتَلَأْتِ, we will say to Jahannam, Quran says, are you full now? When it will be filled with the people of Jahannam. And Jahannam will respond and say, Hal min mazid? I want more. Allah, more. Send more people in me. I want more. And then the hadith mentions that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kama yaliqu bi sha'nihi, according to his grandeur and according to however he understands this. We don't get this. We've just been given this as a metaphor, as to just to kind of explain to us. But we don't know the reality of this. The hadith mentions that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will place his foot on Jahannam and squash it. And Jahannam will say, enough, enough, enough now. Because up until now I say, I want more. And Allah will squash the Jahannam. And it will say enough. And all the inhabitants of Jahannam will become squished. And that's what the hadith mentions. Whereas when we speak about Jannah, in Jannah it's going to be so vast. There's going to be so much space. Like empty space. This is after all the Jannati people have gone into Jannah, the lowest person will get his Jannah 10 or 70 times larger than the whole of the universe. Despite that, there's going to be so much space that Allah is going to create a special creation just to fill up that space. That's how much space. And on the flip side here, Jahannam is going to be squished, and the people of Jahannam is going to get squished together. May Allah protect us. So this is, Jahannam is not just a place. Let's understand it as something that is alive. Now, Jahannam is alive. The hadith, again, authentic hadith, Imam Bukhari, Imam Muslim mentions, Jahannam complained once to Allah. اشتكت النار إلى ربها. Once Jahannam complained, I'm telling you, Jahannam is alive. It's not just a place. Jahannam complained to Allah. What did it say? Ya Rabb, akala ba'di ba'dan. Oh Allah, I'm beginning to consume myself. Jahannam is so raging and so angry that Jahannam is saying, oh Allah, I am beginning to eat myself up. I'm consuming myself. What can I do? I can't control myself. I'm eating myself up. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave Jahannam permission to exhale twice. Take 2 breaths. Jahannam was given permission. Every year, Jahannam is given permission. By the way, Jahannam has already been created. It's already been made. Jannah is already created. Jahannam is already created. Jahannam has been given the permission to exhale twice. Nafasan fi shita wa nafasun fi sayf. One in winter and one in summer. Jahannam takes a breath, breathes out, because it's just too full of so much going on, too much rage. Once in the winter, once in the summer. Now, we always think of Jahannam as a hot place. Fire. Jahannam is not just hot. That's an element of Jahannam. In Jahannam, you've got an area called Zamharir. Zamharir is absolutely freezing. Extremely cold. Extremely, extremely cold. So now, when Jahannam takes a breath out in the summer, that's why it gets so hot in the world. And when it breathes out in the winter, this is the Zamharir, the cold area of Jahannam, causing us, especially in the UK, to just freeze. So, how many reminders are we being given? That every time you feel hot, imagine we could do this. Right, you're either feeling hot or cold. Yeah? Because on the day of judgment, they're going to say to people, Alam ya'tikum nadir? Did nobody warn you? Were there no signs? Were there no signs? Every time you feel hot, if that could remind us of Jahannam. Every time you feel cold, that can also remind you of Jahannam. And we're either feeling hot or we're feeling cold. So we can constantly be reminded. There's no excuse for us. And the hadith is linking it directly to our seasons that we have in the world. فَأَشَدَّ مَا تَجِدُونَ مِنَ الْبَرْدِ مِنْ زَمْهَرِيرِهَا. The hadith is saying, the extreme cold that you experience in the world, that's because of Zamharir of Jahannam. And the extreme heat that you feel in the world, it's because of the heat of Jahannam. Now, another thing that has been mentioned in the Quran regarding the fire of hell is Laha sab'atu abwab. Jahannam will have 7 gates. Laha sab'atu abwab. لِكُلِّ بَابٍ مِّنْهُمْ جُزْءٌ مَقْسُومٌ. On every, now this is the scary part, there are 7 gates to the hellfire, and on every gate of Jahannam, the name of the people who will enter from that gate are written already. They're already written down on them. So who's going to enter from this gate? The names of all those people are written on them. And it's not like Jahannam is different. Jahannam is one on top of the levels, one on top of the other. So you got the lowest level of Jahannam. The lowest level will be in one place. The level which will be worse than that will be below it, not above it. In Jannah, the levels go up. In Jahannam, the levels will go down in severity. So you've got a level of Jahannam, and then to get from one level to the next level is 500 years. 500 years. And then that will be the second level. And the punishment in there will be much worse. And then the next one, and the next one, until the 7th level is the Ad-Darkul Asfali min al-Nar, Quran says. Ad-Darkul Asfali min al-Nar, the depth of Jahannam, this is reserved for the munafiqeen and the hypocrites. Those people who showed themselves as Muslims, but inside they weren't. And Quran speaks about them. وَإِذَا قَامُوا إِلَى الصَّلَاةِ قَامُوا كُسَالَى يُرَاءُونَ النَّاسَ وَلَا يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا مُذَبذَبِينَ بَيْنَ ذَلِكَ لَا إِلَى هَؤُلَاءِ وَلَا إِلَى هَؤُلَاءِ. Quran describes the hypocrites and says, they are those people, when they stand in their salah, they stand in a very lazy manner. They don't remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They only pray to show the people that we are also Muslims as well. But inside, مُذَبْذَبِينَ بَيْنَ ذَلِكَ, they're always switching sides. They're not on this side, they're not on this side. Just fluctuating. May Allah protect us from nifaq. May Allah grant us strong iman, true love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and protect us from the ad-darkul asfali min al-nar. Now, the thing about Jahannam, here in the world, when you've got a problem, you miss a flight, for example, you miss your train, you've gone to a store and you feel you've been messed around, you've got a complaint, what do you do? Who do you want to speak to? You want to speak to the manager. And the thing is, on the day of judgment, you won't have any access to the manager. Because Allah has created angels called Zabaniya. These angels have been created. We always talk about angels and we think of angels as like really holy things made out of light, of nur, and really pleasant vibes you get of angels. You think of wings. Yes, that is the general vibe regarding angels. But these angels, Zabaniya, Allah created them out of anger. They were created from anger. Some of the narrations mention that they are deaf and they are blind. And they are very, very hard-hearted. They have no element of mercy. They don't know what mercy is. Allah has not placed any mercy in them. They cannot see. Because sometimes even if you're hard-hearted, when you look at something that's happening, it can melt you. They can't see, they can't hear. They've been created out of anger, and they love to punish like you love to eat food. This is the description given about the Zabaniya. Just like we love to eat food, they love to punish. Now you might be thinking for a second, hang on a minute, that's a bit harsh. Right? Some of you might be thinking, that's a bit oppressive. That's a bit hard, it's a bit strict, isn't it? Right, take it easy. But Allah answers your question already. That's the Quran. This is all from, I'm telling you verses from the Quran. Allah already answers that. Allah's telling you. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا ظَلَمَهُمُ اللَّهُ وَلَكِنْ كَانُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ يَظْلِمُونَ. Allah's not doing this to them. Allah didn't do this to them. They did it to themselves. Allah never wanted that for you. Quran says, what will Allah get out of punishing you? He doesn't want to punish you. He doesn't want you to be hurt. He doesn't want you to go through any pain. That's why He sent you here, so you can earn your paradise. It doesn't make sense just to give it to you. You earn it, and you have every single opportunity to do so. So when we come across these narrations, We don't want to go down that route. This is, shaitan will give these ideas. Oh, that's too harsh. No, Allah is saying very clearly, Allah is not being harsh towards them. This is not Allah being harsh. This is not the Quran of Islam being very rigid and strict. No, they will only get what they earned. They earned this. Allah subhanahu, this is the day of justice. Now, the people of Jahannam will be in chains. There'll be a chain around the neck, and there'll be a chain around the feet. And with these chains, the Zabaniya will drag the people of Jahannam. And what we also learn from the verses of the Quran and the Hadith, that the punishment won't be kind of perpetual. It won't be like people are just being punished and punished and punished. There'll be breaks in between, because we find that there's going to be dialogue taking place. We see that some people will see other people being punished and comment on that. They'll try and strike a dialogue with the gatekeeper of Jahannam. And so we can see that it's going to be on and off. It's going to have a time of punishment, and then they'll be given respite till the next punishment. And there's going to be breaks in between. Not a break meaning like you don't have any punishment anymore. It's like being left from one prison cell to the other. Jahannam's not like a prison cell though. When you go into a prison cell, it's just an empty room. It's a place. Jahannam's alive. It's alive. And that's the huge difference. And not only will people be punished, Jahannam will speak to them. The angels will smite them, and they will mock them like they used to mock people in the world. So whilst these Zabaniya are punishing the people, they will say things like, أَيْنَمَا كُنْتُمْ تُشْرِكُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. You used to worship idols, you used to worship stone, you worshipped other than God. Where is it? Where is it? The most damaging thing in Jahannam will be the psychological, emotional torture that people will go through. That is probably going to be the worst part of it. When you're being told this is why Quran says, إِنَّكُمْ وَمَا تَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ حَطَبُ جَهَنَّمْ. That Allah is going to place the disbelievers in the hellfire, but He's also going to place everything that they believed in. So idols, statues, gods, deities, whatever other people believed in besides Allah, that's also going to go in the hellfire. And a question might arise, why would you put that in the hellfire? It's this psychological torture to see, hang on a second, that's our idol we worshipped, and our idol's in the fire of hell as well. And that, imagine the pain a person goes through once they see that. And the fire of Jahannam is going to be 70 times more hotter than the fire of this world. And people will face extreme hunger. One of the punishments of Jahannam will be experiencing extreme hunger. Hunger like never before. So the people will call out, give us something to eat. Give us something to eat. And they'll be given food to eat. And that will be from the tree of Zaqqum. And the tree of Zaqqum, when people will be given this food, it will be so thick and coarse, so thorny, that they won't be able to swallow it. But they need to eat. They're feeling very hungry. So they'll ask for more. So when they eat it, they won't be able to swallow it. It'll get stuck in the throat. So they'll be choking. And then they'll remember in the world, when we used to eat a takeaway, we needed to wash it down. We need something to drink. So they will say that, give us something to drink. They will demand, we want something to drink. And then they will be given hamim. And they'll ask for water. They'll be given the boiling pus of the inmates of hell. The pus that will be flowing from the people of Jahannam, that will be given in tubs. And this will be boiling. The Quran says, even though they know, but because the food, the zaqqum is stuck in the throat, they will تَلْفَحُ وُجُوهَهُمْ النَّارِ. When they will lift it close before they even touch it to their faces, it will burn their face. The lower lip will come all the way down to the chest. The upper lip will go up there. And when they start to drink it, the intestines and the body parts will come out of the body. And once this has happened, the body will be restored again and they will drink it again. And this will continue happening. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala safeguard us. So this is regards to the food and the drink of the people of Jahannam. There is a narration here. Imam Muslim rahmatullah alayhi mentions this narration. Yuqta bir rajuli yawm al-qiyamah. A man will be brought on the day of Jahannam, on the day of Qiyamah. فَيُلْقَى فِي النَّارِ. He'll be thrown into the hellfire. Look at the wording used as well. When people go into Jannah, udkhuluha bisalam. Enter it as royalty. When it comes to Jahannam, they will be thrown in, flung inside. So a man will be brought on the day of Qiyamah. فَيُلْقَى فِي النَّارِ. He'll be thrown into the hellfire. فَتَنْدَلِكُ أَقْتَابَ بَطَنِهِ فِي النَّارِ. When he falls into, this is a bit graphic. When he falls into the hellfire, the inner parts of the body, especially the intestines, will come out of the body. All out. فَيَدُورُ كَمَا يَدُورُ الْحِمَارُ بِالرَّحَى. And then he will begin to go around, his intestines will be here, and like a donkey goes around the mill. You know, you have the mill in the olden days, and you have the animal, and it would keep walking around to grind the barley or the wheat. So this Jahannami, your intestines will be in the middle, and you'll be going around it like a crazy donkey. And فَيَجْتَمِعُ إِلَيْهِ أَهْلُ النَّارِ. This punishment is going to be so horrific that the people of Jahannam will stop what they're doing and they'll come to watch, they'll gather. They'll become spectators, like we have in a stadium. The people of Jahannam will all come around this one person here, going around his own intestines. Do you know why? The hadith says that they will say, Ya Fulan ibn Fulan. The people of Jahannam will call out to this person and say, Ya Fulan ibn Fulan. Oh, so-and-so. Alam takun ta'muru bil ma'ruf wa tanha 'anil munkar. Weren't you the guy who used to give the speeches? Weren't you the guy who gave the khutbah in Jummah? Weren't you the person who was leading the prayer? Weren't you the person sending out the reminders? Wasn't you the person who was the imam, the sheikh, the khatib, the scholar? What are you doing here? And why are you in such a horrific situation? And he'll respond and say, Bala, yes, it was me. It is me. It is me. They will say, how come you're here? This is not for you. You should be in paradise. So many people went to paradise because of you. We're here because we didn't listen to you. How did you end up here? He'll say, Kuntu amiru bil ma'ruf wa la atihi wa anha 'anil munkar wa atihi. I used to tell everyone to do good, but I didn't do good myself. I stop people from evil, but I carry out the evil myself. Thus I am here today. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us all. This is a reminder first of all for myself and everybody else. Now in Jahannam, people are going to have these conversations. The people of Jahannam are going to call out to the people of Jannah. وَنَادَى أَصْحَابُ النَّارِ أَصْحَابَ الْجَنَّةِ أَنْ أَفِيضُوا عَلَيْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ أَوْ مِمَّا رَزَقَكُمُ اللَّهُ. The people of Jahannam asked for water and they were given boiling water. They think, hang on a second, the Jannatis are just on the other side. Why don't we ask them for water? Send some water over. The people of Jahannam are going to say, this is in the Quran, Surah Al-A'raf. The people of Jahannam will call out to the people of Jannah, send some water over. Or give us something, whatever Allah has given you. Give it to us. Do you know what they're going to respond? The people of Jannah are going to say, قَالُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ حَرَّمَهُمَا عَلَى الْكَافِرِينَ. It's haram for you, bro. In the world, they weren't conscious about halal and haram. If you're conscious about haram in the world, what's going to happen? In the hereafter, it's going to be halal for you. You can party, you can dine and wine, you can be in enjoyment. But if we are not particular about haram in the world, then something as simple as water, the people of Jannah are going to say, إِنَّ اللَّهَ حَرَّمَهُمَا عَلَى الْكَافِرِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it haram for you. The people of Jannah then will call out to the people of Jahannam. And they will say, هَلْ وَجَدْتُمْ مَا وَعَدَ رَبُّكُمْ حَقًّا. هَلْ وَجَدْتُمْ مَا وَعَدَ رَبُّكُمْ حَقًّا. Did you find the promise of Allah to be true? The people of Jannah will say, we found Allah's promise to be true. Did you find the promise of Allah to be true? These will be the discussions that will happen in the hellfire. Another discussion which the Quran speaks about. Quran says, فَأَقْبَلَ بَعْضُهُمْ عَلَى بَعْضٍ يَتَسَاءَلُونَ. People in Jannah, now this is a Jannah story by the way. So in Jannah, people are going to meet each other. So you're going to cross your mates, your family members. You might have not seen them for like 1,000 years or something. Oh, it's been 1,000 years, you didn't even come over to my place. What's going on? So you're going to share some news. فَأَقْبَلَ بَعْضُهُمْ عَلَى بَعْضٍ يَتَسَاءَلُونَ. Then all of a sudden, whilst you're speaking to your friend in Jannah, you're going to remember, قَالَ قَائِلٌ إِنِّي كَانَ لِي قَرِينٌ. You're going to think, hang on a second, guess what? I had a friend in the world. I had a friend in the world. يَقُولُ أَإِنَّكَ لَمِنَ الْمُصَدَّقِينَ. And that friend used to always tell me, do you believe in this Islam stuff? Do you really believe that Akhirah is going to come? Do you believe that you're going to go to Jannah or Jahannam? Do you believe in this stuff? Do you pray? Do you actually fast? I don't do any of that stuff. People might think I do, but really inside, I don't do any of that stuff. Do you actually do it? Do you believe it? Do you actually believe that Allah is true? Do you believe that there is a Jannah? Do you believe there is a Jahannam? How can it be? How can it be? So he's going to remember, a Jannati is going to remember one of his friends or her friends in the world that used to say this kind of stuff. Whilst they are having this discussion, an angel is going to appear. An angel is going to appear. هَلْ أَنْتُمْ مُطَّلِعُونَ. And he's going to say, do you want to see your friend? Do you actually want to see your friend? And they're going to say, yes, we want to see what happened to that person. فَاطَّلَعَ فَرَآهُ فِي سَوَاءِ الْجَحِيمِ. A portal will open. And they will see that person in the depths of the hellfire. And then this individual will say, قَالَ تَاللَّهِ إِن كِدْتَ لَتُرْدِينَ. This person, wallah, that person nearly messed me up. This is what the person of Jannah will say. Nearly, good job I deleted him. Good job, I took that person out of my life. Otherwise, I would have been messed up as well. I would have been in the hellfire. I was this close. Tallahi, wallahi, I was this close. Quran says, people will say this. I was this close to getting messed up. I would have been in the same situation in Jahannam. Hadn't I changed my friend circle? Hadn't I deleted that person? Hadn't I unfriended or unfollowed this individual? I would have ended up there as well. So this is how, we need to check our people. We need to check who we associate with. We need to check who we hang around with. Who do we spend our time with? Who is our company? What kind of environments are we going to? What kind of friends are we making? Because on the Day of Judgment, it says, you are on the religion of your friend. Al-mar'u ala dini khalilihi. The Prophet ﷺ, you are on the... Don't say, oh, I don't do that stuff. It's a system. I don't do that stuff. No. If you associate with them, you are one of them. You are one of them. Al-mar'u ala dini khalilihi falyanzur man yukhalil. Choose your friends very carefully. Choose friends who you wish to be by your bedside when your soul is leaving the world. Choose friends, choose those types of people who you want to be next to you when your soul is leaving and they are saying, La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah. Their piety will benefit you. Choose those kind of friends. Don't choose friends that when you are leaving, they're going to bring the shaitan with them. They're going to bring the shaitan with them. And even if you are about to say the kalima, they'll remind you of Saturday nights. They'll remind you of the things that you used to do. And that would be harder for an individual to recite the kalima at that time. So, who we associate with makes a huge difference. وَلَوْلَا نِعْمَةُ رَبِّي. The person will say, if it wasn't for Allah's favor upon me, I would have been amongst those as well. Then the people of Jahannam, after being punished for so long and so many years, they're going to think, do you know what? We need to seek some help. Let's call the guardian of Jahannam, Malik. His name is Malik. He might be able to help us. وَنَادَوْا يَا مَالِكُ لِيَقْضِي عَلَيْنَا رَبُّكَ. The people of Jahannam will say, Malik, 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 Malik. Can you please tell Allah just to kill us? Just tell Allah to finish us off. We don't want to exist anymore. They will wait for 1,000 years before Malik responds. 1,000 years. Remember, they're going to be hungry. They're going to be thirsty. They will not be satisfied. We spoke about the boiling water. And after 1,000 years, Malik will respond and say, Innakum makithun. You're staying right here, you're not going anywhere. So then the next plea will be that, oh Malik, please ask Allah, yukhaffif anna yawman min al-adab. Ask Allah to give us just one day off. Just for one day. And again, they'll be given an answer that you had a chance to get, not one day, your eternity in that paradise. But you didn't earn it. You're not even having one day off at all. Then the people of Jahannam will think, you know what? The Zabani are not listening to us. Malik is not listening to us. Let's go to the real Malik. Let's call Allah. Maybe Allah will listen to us. So the people of Jahannam will scream. They will scream for years and years and years, calling on to Allah. Do you know why? Because they never screamed in the world to Allah. They never called on Allah in the world. We don't call upon Him. وَمَا دُعَاءُ الْكَافِرِينَ إِلَّا فِي ضَلَالٍ لَا تَدْعُوا الْيَوْمَ ثُبُورًا وَاحِدًا. Quran says you can call Allah 1,000 times in the hellfire. It's not going to work. You call Allah in the world, not in the hellfire. May Allah protect us. So the people of Jahannam will call unto Allah, and they will call Him and call Him. And do you know what they're going to say? They're going to say, رَبَّنَا أَخْرِجْنَا مِنْهَا فَإِنْ عُدْنَا فَإِنَّا ظَالِمُونَ. This is what they will say. The people of Jahannam will want to be you today. They will say, oh Allah, take us out of hellfire, send us into the world. If we mess up again, then send us here. But we're going to prove you wrong. Just give us life again. Do you know what you've got right now? The people of Jahannam will want to be in your situation you are today. You have life. You have an opportunity. You have a chance. The people of Jahannam will want to be you. That's what they'll ask for. Oh Allah, we just want another Ramadan. We're going to prove it. We're going to show you. We won't disobey you. But after that, no one will be allowed to come out. And this is what they will ask for. First of all, Allah will not respond. Allah will not respond. How long for? The age of the universe. How long has the universe been running? The narrations mention for that long there will be no response, and the people will keep screaming. And after the age of the universe is over, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to say one thing to them. اخسأوا فيها ولا تكلمون. اخسأوا. Do you know people who have dogs? Very annoying dogs. And then when they trying to leave the house to go for work, and the dog keeps coming out, and they push it back in again and shut the door. It's an animal. It's not a human. And then they're about to leave and the tail's still there. So they have to open the door again and push it in again. And then it comes out again and it keeps coming out. And then you just grab it and you say, get in, you little. I'm not going to finish the sentence. Exactly that. Ikhsa'u, Allah will say, get inside. Get in, you filthy little thing. Wala tukalli, and this is the hardest part. Wala tukallimun. Allah's going to say, never speak to me ever again. Wala tukallimun. You had a chance to speak to me every single day in your salah. You had a chance to speak to me in your dua, in your Quranic recite. You could have spoken to me. Why are you talking to me now? Your chance is over. Ikhsa'u fiha wa la tukallimun. Do not speak to me. Innahu ka, and this is, the main reason is this. Innahu kana fariqun min ibadi. There was a group of my worshippers who would worship me and used to take the mick out of them. Be very careful. Be very careful. I think, and we're all guilty of this. Be very careful when it comes to the religion and people of religion. Never, never, never mock anything that's Islamic or people of Islam. Never. Doesn't matter what's happening on social media. Because one of the main reasons why Allah will refuse to speak to people in Jahannam, when they'll be at the most desperate state, Quran says, is because they used to mock the religious people. Don't we all do this? If someone in our family or in our community or friend is starting to become a bit religious, we mock them, we laugh at them. Look, he's going again. He's got nowhere else to go, just going to the masjid all the time. Check his beard out. Okay? People say things like this. Did your beard not help you? They say things like this. So you're thinking of wearing the hijab now. You're all Sufi now. You become all pious now. Never. You can joke. The Prophet ﷺ had an amazing sense of humor. He joked with the Sahaba, but never about religion. Do not use religion. Do not use religion. Religion is not something to joke about. Religion and the people of religion. If somebody's practicing, somebody's being good, if you don't want to do that, if you find some people, even if you don't agree with them, they're worshipping different than you're worshipping, leave them to it. You don't want to do that, that's fine. But do not mock any aspect of the deen or any people of the deen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the understanding. Time doesn't allow, otherwise I was going to speak about the last person to enter Jannah, but it's a lengthy hadith, time doesn't allow us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us a tawfiq. Now, I know today was a very heavy discussion because we spoke about Jahannam. Next session inshallah, which is going to be on Monday, is going to be about Jannah, inshallah. So we've got Jahannam is done now. Now inshallah we can have some hope and speak about Jannah inshallah on Monday. Jazakumullahu khairan. This is the time of iftar and also is last moments of Jummah. So already in the final moments of Jummah the du'as are accepted. And also at the time of iftar, dua is accepted. So this is a time, let's make the most of it. We don't know, will we get another Friday of Ramadan or not? We don't know. Will we get another Ramadan? We don't know. In the last 10 days, engage in dua, inshallah. No. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد يا ذا الجلال والإكرام يا ذا الجلال والإكرام يا ذا الجلال والإكرام لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين وإلهكم إله واحد لا إله إلا هو الرحمن الرحيم يا حي يا قيوم يا أرحم الراحمين يا أرحم الراحمين يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا 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 اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. Each person should engage in their individual dua, inshallah. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. إن جهنم كانت مرصادا للطاغين مآبا لابثين فيها أحقابا لا يذوقون فيها بردا ولا شرابا إلا حميما وغساقا جزاء وفاقا إنهم كانوا لا يرجون حسابا وكذبوا بآياتنا كذابا فذوقوا فلن نزيدكم إلا عذابا. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. وكل شيء أحصيناه كتابا فذوقوا فلن نزيدكم إلا عذابا. إن للمتقين مفازا حدائق وأعنابا وكواعب أترابا وكأسا دهاقا لا يسمعون فيها لغوا ولا كذابا جزاء من ربك عطاء حسابا. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الله أكبر. استغفر الله. استغفر الله. استغفر الله. اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام، تباركت يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. اللهم لا مانع لما أعطيت ولا معطي لما منعت ولا ينفع ذا الجد منك الجد. اللهم أعني على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من عذاب القبر، وأعوذ بك من عذاب جهنم، وأعوذ بك من فتنة المحيا والممات، وأعوذ بك من فتنة المسيح الدجال برحمتك يا رب.